Hello everyone and welcome back for another plan with me. This week is exciting because I ripped the cellophane bag that this kit came in. Yeah, I tossed that right out because I ripped it right in half. But yeah, this week's exciting because I adore this kit. It's another book themed kit. Actually, I don't know why I said another. I think it's because I just filmed my flip through for 2019 and I was talking about how I will buy every book themed kit ever. And this one was no exception. This is from Cinderella Paper. I believe it's called Chapter, and I think it's still on her website, so check that out. I ended up using this one over the course of 2 weeks, the first of which you'll see in this video, because this is my life right now. Books, reading, getting ish done. So it took me a minute to set this up for some reason. I was trying to figure out like what full boxes to use on which week, which is always a struggle when you're trying to spread a kit over 2 weeks. Sorry if you hear stuff in the background. I'm trying to adjust my planner and my computer and everything so I can see what I'm supposed to be talking about to you. Yeah, I was just referencing the last time I used a Cinderella Paper kit for back to school, and then kind of going from there. I initially thought, hey, I'll put a work thing in first. No, I need to do the glitter headers first, then the full boxes, and then fill in everything around that. I'm still getting used to the Erin Condren changes 2 months into the year, but it's fine. I'll figure it out. I don't do no white space or like modified no white space, so it's really not a big deal. I can just adjust. But when I do this initial week with all the glitter headers, it can be a little complicated. Yep, this week, what did I do this week? Just a lot of work. I know, I'm boring. I did go to the Erin Condren store in Irvine on this Friday because I had the day off, because Monday was President's Day, but we already had Martin Luther King Day off in January, so I guess they didn't want classes that usually met on Mondays to miss 2 days of school, like, because, for example, I have a class that only meets once a week on Mondays, so if we missed this Monday too, we'd be pretty backlogged, so they gave us Friday off instead, which meant that my Monday, Wednesday, Friday class that I teach, we met on Monday and Wednesday, and then I had Friday off, which was nice. So yeah, I went to the Erin Condren store on that day because I wanted to get out of the house. It's very difficult to get out of the house right now for grad school. Even on like Tuesdays and Thursdays when I'm technically free, I'm not free because I have so much work to get done that it's basically like working from home. So I'll kind of give myself breaks to go do errands at convenient times because I love doing errands when there's fewer people in the store in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. It's lovely. I highly recommend it if you can do it. I used to do a lot of my errands when I worked full-time during my lunch break. Then I would just eat either later or, I don't know, I worked weird hours, so it worked out. I did use 2 of these extra girl boxes in each spread with this kit because I just flipped one of them upside down, as you can see on Sunday, and that way it made it more possible to use the same box twice in a week. I felt like by flipping it upside down it was more acceptable. And of course I put the typewriter on Thursday because Thursdays are my thesis writing days, and you can't probably see it here, but the typewriter says you can't start a new chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one, which is so true. I'm always rereading the last chapter. But Virginia Woolf has a really good quote about, and I'm not going to be able to recite it off the top of my head, but something about how we can't fully experience the past until it's past, and that's probably why we keep revisiting things in our mind. She put it way better than I just put it, but I like that sentiment. So we're just about wrapping up with the full boxes. As you can see, they didn't quite fit in the space that I left for them at the bottom. It partially covered the hexagon. at the bottom, so I just ended up putting little things to cover up how they were only partially covered up because it bothered me a little bit. But that's okay. We will proceed with our lives without everything fitting perfectly into an Erin Condren planner. I'm fine with it, honestly. How are y'all? How are y'all doing? I hope well. I really need to catch up on work, like schoolwork, but I'm filming this, or I'm recording this voiceover instead. Good job. Well, it's also like 4 o'clock on a Friday, so honestly, Friday afternoons, I don't ever get anything done because I'm so tired. But yes, Monday, like I said, I had to work and teach my class because we didn't have that day off, and then I had to go to my sociolinguistics class. So, and the same thing on Wednesday. My Mondays and Wednesdays are basically identical as far as scheduling goes. It's just the class that I go to at 4 p.m. is different on Mondays and Wednesdays, whereas my work is the same on Mondays and Wednesdays. Oh, and this was the week that I had to turn in my travel grant application. I think I talked about this last week too. But I applied for funding to go to a conference as a graduate student because I'm going to be presenting, so that was due this week. So that's partially why I'm behind on other stuff, because I've been basically writing a huge essay for this application as to why I deserve money. We'll see if they buy it. I think they should buy it, but that's up for interpretation. At the top of Monday, I put in a heart little thing to mark that Nathan had the day off because he has a more traditional schedule. Also on Monday, I have that label in there with a computer icon on it to mark that I was working on the personal statement for that travel grant. Tuesday, I had an appointment label to mark that I was going to go to my professor's office hours, but then I went there and she wasn't there, so I guess she had to cancel that day. And then at the bottom of Tuesday, I put in a half box because I was going to go to a science fiction club meeting, but then when my professor wasn't there for office hours, I decided to just go straight home. Then I'm filling in some things on Thursday, like a half box to mark what I want to work on my master's thesis. And then I put in a label at the bottom of Thursday with a little graduation cap because it's 3 months until I graduate, my graduation ceremony. Whoa. And then I filled in with some blobbies from Oh Hello with a big stack of papers because I needed to start grading this week, and the not so happy blobby with a pen and paper because I needed to wrap up the first draft of my thesis because I needed to send it to my advisors on Sunday morning. I ended up really not working on it on Thursday and did it on Friday instead since I had that extra time. It worked out. I also added in a blobby with coffee on Monday because I don't remember why I felt the need to treat myself, but I was like, you can go get a caramel macchiato at Starbucks on campus. I think it's because I was just so stressed about the grant application. Oh, I need to sneeze. Banana. Did that work? Sometimes it works. If you say banana, it prevents you from sneezing. Moving on to Tuesday, I put in a car icon for street sweeping, and then the reading that I needed to do on a little thing, and I went to Target after the failed attempt to go to office hours, and then I put a little nope sticker from Itty Bitty Kitty Sticker Co. Little nope, because I didn't go to Science Fiction Club after all. And I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I guess putting in, the date covers, right. So I put in the date covers, and then I also used date dots from a Jump to It Designs kit. I had the leftover dates because obviously when date dots come with a kit, you don't use all of them because you're only using them for 1 week, so I saved them. And I initially had this green square box in for turning in my grant application. I ended up switching it out for a pattern box that matched the date covers later. But that's what that box is supposed to be for. Date covers. So beautiful. How are we doing on time here? Cool. Then I pulled up that box, put down the pattern box instead because I felt like it matched better. And at the end of Wednesday, I don't know if this is where I'm going to put it in, but you'll see me put in a label and a "This is fine" with fire behind it, cat from Fox and Cactus. And it's because there was a giant bug in our bedroom. It was gross. It was not invited. I don't know why it felt the nerve to show up, but it did. And it was gross. And I screamed. And I was like, Nathan, come up here. And I was like, it's a giant bug. And when he's heard me say giant before, he thought it wasn't that big of a bug. So he wasn't expecting this. And then he saw it and he was like, oh my God. Like he yelled. I was already out of the room because I was like, I'm gone. And he's like, it really was giant. I'm like, yeah, I told you. It's a giant bug. Scared the crap out of me. Rude. So Nathan disposed of it. Thank goodness. So yeah, I forget when I put that in, but that's what I'm going to put a label in for at the end of Wednesday, eventually. I also used the washi and the both habit trackers this week for my no spend and for just general exercise. That can be anything from walking to upper body stuff to whatever I deem physical activity. Just trying to keep on top of that. And yeah, I wanted to fill in with the washi because it matched the date covers. This is like the only stuff I'm going to put in or write in on camera, apparently. I forgot I did that. This is a very long, well, not very long, but it's long for me, so I'm trying to figure out how to fill the gaps when there's nothing to narrate. I put in a house little thing to mark that my linguistics book shipped, and then that's where I put in the label for the giant bug. He was not welcome. And on Thursday morning, I had to call Grad Studies to make sure about a question on the app that I had. I vacuumed and took out all the trash because that bug scared me. And I put in a little 3-bow checklist for things I needed to get done on Thursday. And then I put in a half box for visiting the Erin Condren store, and I put a little credit card icon on that because I went shopping, obviously. And then I put a square box above that just to point to what I didn't get done on Thursday and say, do this, because you didn't do it yesterday. So that works for me. And that's where the credit card icon comes in. And what else did I do? I put in that we watched the Lady and the Tramp remake, the live action one, which is funny because I'm going to Savannah in April and I was watching this movie and I'm like, is that Savannah? It looks a lot like pictures I've seen of Savannah. And then we looked it up and it was. So now I have to go recreate Lady and the Tramp with my fellow grad student in Savannah. I'm just kidding. We won't do that. It'd be weird. But it's a very good depiction of the city, I think. Of course, now it doesn't have dirt roads, I don't think. Anyway, that was a funny coincidence right after I got done applying for that trip. I'm behind already. I put in a Chipotle sticker on Friday because I got Chipotle after I went to Erin Condren, and then I put in these little shop stickers from Oh Hello because we went to Pete's and Barnes & Noble on Saturday morning, and then I put in another note to myself with a little house icon to work on my thesis because I needed to turn it in the next day, and then I read a whole book that afternoon. It's called When the Emperor Was Divine. It's very short. It's only like 100-something pages. It's about Japanese internment. So I recommend it. It's beautiful, about a terrible topic. Yeah, that's my book review. I ended up showing you what I got at the Erin Condren store. If you want to know more about that, you can go watch the vlog I uploaded last week. And then I put in a half box at the bottom of Saturday because we went out for sushi. Got a nice big platter of sashimi and nigiri. So I put in a little tray of sushi sticker from the sticker party. We booked a campsite that night, and then we finished up watching the Empire of Dreams documentary about Star Wars, which I swear I've seen before, but I think it was like bonus material on the Star Wars DVDs. Nathan had never seen it, so he was super excited. And then, yeah, some stuff happened on Saturday night. So that Fox and Cactus girl is that girl's from Fox and Cactus. Sunday morning, I had to send in my draft to both my advisors. I filmed this plan. No, I filmed the next week's plan with me. So those both got little things. And then I put in a short checklist for linguistics reading that I need to catch up on. Only got to one chapter. I need to catch up on that. But yeah, I think that's everything for this week. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.